but I think she's at her best when she's able to mix in her changeup, that off speed, to be able to make her other pitches look even better.
Hammond up first for the Owls. Lets the first one go for strike one. Good start.
Ticket booth, sometimes they'll bring their foldable chairs.
Yeah.
You'll see that a ton.
Hard shot up the middle, and that's the start you need for Kylie Hammond and the Owls. She says, let's go.
I love the aggressiveness that Kylie Hammonds came out with. First at bat, taking this pitch, lower part of the zone, just drives it up the middle. Holtorf can't get her glove on it, but a really aggressive at bat by Hammonds at the top of the lineup.
Had a couple of hits yesterday in game one in the win against Georgia Tech. Here's Kylie Chanel, sophomore. Solid numbers on the season, and goes with the bunt, and the sac bunt will move Hammonds to second.
That's what you call textbook softball. Get them on, get them over, and in the Owls' case, hopefully get them in right now with Mora stepping into the box. But that's the kind of things that you got to do when you're facing a Gators lineup like this. You got to be able to produce and obviously try to keep them at bay offensively.
You're right about that. We saw the Owls do that yesterday against Georgia Tech. They scored a couple of runs, and then it was a little stagnant. Georgia Tech came back and ended up taking the lead, and then we were back and forth. But Owls came out ready to go. They're doing the same thing here today.
They did, and I think that's what you'll see out of them, that chip on their shoulder that they've had all year. Only losing one series to North Texas this year. They're feeling confident, they're feeling strong, even more so than they did last year, even after losing those 11 seniors.
Yeah, they were perfect on the road in AAC play, 12-0 in the conference when they hit the road. And now there's a beautiful swing from Mora, and that's going to bring Hammonds around. Nope, coach says hold up. Thought about it, and a smart decision right there. But a beautiful swing for Jessie Mora to bring Hammonds to third.
And we're seeing a lot of early hacks by the Owls right now. Jessie Mora was itching for her first hit of this regional, gets it her first at-bat off of Rothrock. Hits this ball square up the middle. We've seen that already today by Hammonds. Fabi throws that one in. A little bit offline, and Rothrock has to stay in the circle to be able to help out her catcher and her first baseman. Typically, you'll see the first baseman come and cut that ball off, but because there's multiple runners on the base pass, and in case you got to pick off that runner at first, Reagan Walsh has to stay back. So she missed that ball, but a really good dive to stop that runner from scoring at third base by the catcher, Erickson.
So the timeout, Coach Clark bringing the team together, making sure everybody's on the same page with just one out. And runners at first and third. Chloe Yates, junior catcher, transfer from New Mexico, her first season with Florida Atlantic. Very different looking team than last year's that was here in Gainesville. Back-to-back regionals right here on this field, but knocked off in 2 games a season ago. As you said, making it further this year, that was the goal. Jammed a bit, fouls that one away. Gates a single yesterday late in the game against Georgia Tech.
It almost looked as if Moore at first base was stealing on that last pitch to try to get 2 runners in scoring position.
See if she decides to try it. And a big swing and a miss. First strikeout of the game for Rothrock. And 2 outs.
And a big strikeout by Rothrock. We talked about that rise ball and her ability to climb the ladder. Nearly perfect spin. You see Jocelyn Erickson nodding her, loving what she sees.
Rothrock leads the team in strikeouts. 82 of them now on the season, and a big swing and the miss there from Semino. Two away, and the runner gonna get caught. Oh, but the runner helping her out. That's Hammonds at third. And having to make the decision, Walsh at the last second sees it. First run on the board goes to Florida Atlantic. Tough situation here, Alicia.
Yeah, runners on first and third. It's rarely that you see there's not a play going on. Erickson throws it to Mia Williams at second base, gets in a pickle, but Mia Williams, I think, throws it back to Walsh at first base a little bit too soon, because Mia's able to see the whole field towards home plate when she's running back to first base. And as soon as she lets go of that ball, that is an invitation for the runner at third base to now take flight to home. And Reagan Walsh doesn't even see that, so she's caught behind, and FAU scoring the first run of the game.
Yeah, really heady base running by Kylie Hammonds at third. And a hard shot from Semino, up and over, hitting the wall at center field. A second run will score as Mora makes her way across. Big bat from Bella Semino with 2 outs.
This Owls team is looking extremely comfortable against Rothrock right now. She's had some swings and misses, but that one just left a little bit too much over the plate. And Semino, who has power, hit a home run yesterday, nearly hits another one today, hits it right off the wall, sending another Owl to home plate.
Her 6th double on the season. Give her the RBI as well. 2 runs scored for the touched on this in the open, but this Florida Atlantic team coming in leading the nation in fielding percentage at .984. They only had 3 errors in their entire conference season. Really impressive. And Alicia, if you haven't been in the circle for a while, like Martinez, it's good to know you've got your teammates behind you able to do what they do to help you out, I'm sure.
Absolutely, and Jordan Clark talked about this in the interview with Martinez not seeing the field for quite a while. Her ability to just feel fresh going in there, and she was excited to see what she was going to do the next time that she stepped up. So she kind of foreshadowed the weekend.
Yeah.
Told us that we will see her, but she's going to be a flamethrower, just like Courtney. That curve, screw, rise, and change, and the confidence that she has. Her innings already doubled from last year, so this year leaning on her a lot more than they did in the past.
Check swing for Shoemaker, and she'll bring it back. Shoemaker is an interesting batter to have to face because she does have some power and ability, or excuse me, Falby rather, and she's got some power and ability, but she is so good at placing it and finding the holes out there on either side.
Does a really good job at being able to feel what she wants to do, whether it be dropping down a bunt, slapping, or standing in.
Choppy shot to Johns, and not in time. The speed also of Falby.
And I say this all the time, when you're facing speed like Falby has, anytime that you allow that ball to bounce twice, then you're giving them a really good shot at making it to first base. Johns did whatever she could to make that play, but Falby's just got some speed on her. It's really hard to get her out.
Yeah, her consistency has been impressive, and being able to make her way on, and some full contact there, all the way out and over. 2-run shot for Shoemaker. And she'll bring Falby around. We are all tied up. That gets the fans on their feet.
And she gets the swag necklace. They call that "Don't Drop That." Dun, dun, dun. The Florida Gators doing it again. Taylor Shoemaker, another home run going oppo. She did it yesterday. She starts them off again today, and I love the sense of urgency that they have right now. Taylor Shoemaker setting the freshman home run record. How about that, Krista? A huge moment for not only her, but for the Florida Gators.
Yep, no hesitation. Had one yesterday to tie it, and now 20 on the season. Impressive numbers for a first-year player to be able to come in and do what she's been able to do, especially with the SEC competition.
Wow. Players like that who just break records and still got a few games left.
Yeah, she can extend it out. They're hoping she keeps the hop back. Here is Erickson. Outside pitch and swing and the miss. First strikeout of the game for Martinez. It's a good comeback by her after giving up the home run.
That's how you come back. Give up that home run. We talked about the home runs being almost inevitable when you're facing a dynamic lineup like this, but Martinez just keeps her poise, gets back on the mound, and gets Jocelyn Erickson out on that curveball that just sweeps across the plate and has smiles while she does it.
We were looking at some of the numbers before this game, and when we saw Martinez was going to get the start, the left-handed pitcher, the Gators have not done quite as well against lefties as they have against the righties.
Oh, when you look at that split, the righties that they've faced, they've hit 352 against. But then when they face lefties, they're hitting 278. Only 20 home runs against lefties compared to 69, but they haven't faced nearly as many lefties in the lineups that they've had.
Pretty big differential with the numbers, though. 2-0 count to Walsh.
That can also factor into the decisions that Jordan Clark does make, saying that Florida Gators might not do as well with lefties. Still proven to hit home runs as Shoemaker just did, but I think when you're talking about analytics and the decisions that coaches make, we talked about Coach Walton with his lineup yesterday, using software to generate it based off of the stat lines and what these players have been able to do, but a lot of coaches are looking at analytics to make their decisions.
Yeah, he's been using it pretty significantly over the last several seasons. Three-one count. Diving snag at short. Chanel takes away the base hit from Walsh. How about the timing of this one?
That is impressive. Chanel does it again. What I love about this is that she just jumps and completely gets horizontal and lays it out on the line for her teammates. They are #1 in the nation in fielding percentage, and Chanel plays a big part in that at shortstop.
Showing you why. With plays like her anticipation, you could see she read it immediately off the bat.
It's so hard to make plays like that and to be able to be savvy enough to know that you have to take a certain angle to this ball and be able to leave your feet. And then also keep your eyes on that ball to make a grab. It's a tough thing to do, but she does it like she can do it with her eyes closed almost.
Mia Williams up, big game yesterday in game 1. A 1-1 count for her, back-to-back doubles, some RBIs. And they did a lot of damage with 2 outs. That's where they are right now. Just misses inside, she'll take the walk. Oh, excuse me, it hit her, they'll say. She's saying, yeah, it got me in the arm. Well, they're going to say that they're not in agreement with that. Home plate umpire, Robert Gonzalez, didn't see it. See if we can see it here.
Oh,
yeah.
It did hit her.
That back arm.
It did. Well, let's see if Mia Williams makes some pay for that.
Yeah. Moving up and out of reach. 3-1 count to Williams.
One of the most lethal hitters in this Florida lineup right now. talked about Taylor Shoemaker and what she's done. Mia Williams is now one under her in home runs.
Yeah. She was the leader, but now Shoemaker with 20 on the season, 19 for Mia Williams. Now she'll take the walk.
And only 2 away from the all-time season record. I mean, right now she's in Lauren Hager and Francesca Anaya territory, which are generational players. You just don't see them often come through a program. And it's crazy how it all comes full circle with Francesca Anaya now being an assistant coach for the Florida Gators.
Yeah. Seeing so much power from them this season. Ava Brown, we saw her batting yesterday. We saw her in the circle as well.
Ava Brown is so dynamic, one of those two-way players that can do it all. She hits home runs. She has a ton of power, 8 home runs and 87 at-bats. In the circle, she's a phenom, and she's been super hot lately getting it done for the Gators, and especially in relief. She is not somebody I would want to take the rubber against.
No, she's always ready to come in and try to clean things up.
Love her story. Didn't necessarily get a ton of starts at first base this year. Last year, you saw her there quite a bit, had it locked down. Reagan Walsh is the everyday starter over there, and she said it didn't really faze her mentally. She came here to pitch and to hit, not necessarily to play first base. It was just a bonus. Coach Eric Thomas saw her in the cages one day and told her, I'm not giving up on you, so I don't want you to give up on yourself. Please don't give up on yourself. And she said from that day forward, things just changed for her, and she just felt more like herself than she had all year. And you can see it come to fruition when she takes the box and the hits that she's had as of recently.
Yeah, she's definitely embraced this new kind of different role this season. And there's Eric Thomas.
Great human. I didn't have a doubt in my mind that he said something like that to Eva Brown.
It's definitely made a difference for her. 1-2 count, 23rd pitch for Martinez with 2 down, and Mia Williams on first.
I think to your point, I don't know that her role is different. I just think it's less. She's not having that everyday start at first base when she's not pitching. She's able to focus on her crafts. And third play was on. Florida tried to throw it down to second to get some batters to second guess themselves, but a double by Semino, some more power by her, brings another owl in. They do it with a sense of urgency in the first inning. They didn't come out to play.
You've got that right. There's Jordan Clark, the head coach in her 3rd season. This is her first stint as a head coach at Florida Atlantic, and what she's been able to do back-to-back American Conference regular season champs, taking her team right here to this regional last year and now exceeding what they did last year after being knocked out after 2 games.
Well, I think it's the culture that she's building also at Florida Atlantic. These girls have her full trust, and she's able to develop them and foster a culture that just thrives being around each other. Very family-oriented squad, love doing things together, and just spoke very highly of each other when we had the meeting with them a few days ago.
Sure did. Players like Jessie Mora, Kylie Hammonds, they stayed. They bought in to what she was bringing, and she was so happy and how loyal they were to stick with the program and then to add the pieces that she's been able to add as well, going through the transfer portal, bringing in Autumn Courtney as Gibson off the end of the bat. Play made by Holtor for out 1. But it's a fun, fairly young group, a team that lost 11 players from last year's NCAA tournament team, but they have really put it together.
They have, and Jordan Clark went to the drawing board after last year and said, what do we need to do better?
Yeah.
And every single category, pitching, defense, offense, they've gotten better when you look at their stat lines and their numbers in virtually every single category since last year, despite losing so many starters from last year.
Here's Kylie Shelton. We talked about her in the open, and took her a little bit to get going yesterday, but late in the game, her timing was perfect. And the go-ahead double, and then the game-winning shot to center field. Sophomore family of athletes. Sister Carly plays at South Carolina. Her mom played softball also. And her brother, Colby, he's right here in Gainesville playing for the Florida men's baseball team. They've been playing against Alabama. They've had a series going, their final series on the season, and they're putting it together at the right time. Two count, and Rothrock missing outside. It's a full count to Kylie Shelton. Gets this one to drop. Patience by Shelton pays off. Dugout likes it.
And she is feeling herself after those hits yesterday. Takes a ball in a similar spot that she hit one in yesterday. Middle out, takes it to shallow right field. Call that no man's land, Krista.
She got that right. It's the right place to go. Ferran takes the first one and fouls it off. Bella Ferran, one of the talented freshmen, all AAC second teamer. Led the conference in batting average on the year. We saw Georgia Tech move and have a shift against Ferran yesterday. We're not seeing that from Florida.
I think it's tough to play in a shift when you've got a runner on first base and you got to be able to defend all the things. Riley Holtorf, if she's pinched into that 5-6 hole and maybe in a little bit, she's given up that ball at the middle and maybe even a double play. So they're trying to get to clearly. They're both pinched towards second base, trying to see if they can roll it.
Rothrock gets the strikeout of Ferran, her second of the game. And we're back to the top of the lineup for the Owls. With 2 down and 1 on. Hammond's the single in her first at bat. Stolen base and scored. It's quite an on-base streak that Hammonds has going. 24 straight games. She's been able to make her way to first. And the dribbler back to Rothrock. Brought her own. 88 degrees and climbing. It's not stopping these fans from making their way here to beautiful KDC Scholl Presley Stadium.
Oh, he's got a sweatband.
Hey, that's a good idea as well.
Keep it from going in his eyes.
Might have to do that tomorrow, Alicia.
Especially if I keep the window open like I normally do.
Let's see what Corby Otis has today. A couple of walks yesterday in game 1. The win over Mercer.
Corby Otis is the only Gator yesterday that didn't earn a hit but still got on base. So every single Gator yesterday was on the base pass. Corby's via the base on balls.
Yeah, she was one of the runs scored in that big third. Yes. Martinez misses outside. 2-1 the count to Otis. Her 57th start of the season. A little bit of an inside pitch, but gets a hold of it and out to center field. That's Hammonds making the play.
Corby just gets under it a little bit, inside of it, just a little bit too much. Still swinging it regardless of what she's looked like. Still a huge threat in the box.
There's Kinley Cahalan to the plate. Junior. Walk had a double yesterday in game 1. Catch on the outside corner there, strike 1. That double for Cahalan was in that hot 3rd inning yesterday for Florida. They batted all the way around. It's been a couple seasons at Alabama. This is her first year with the Gators.
Got a few really impactful players from Alabama the last few years. Kinley Cahalan and before Skylar Wallace graduated last year, so they didn't get to play with each other at Alabama or at Florida, but 2 shortstops coming to Florida, swamp territory.
Little change of scenery, and why not? What this program's done as well. I mean, not a bad place to go. A couple of national championships. 25 NCAA tournament appearances. 12 Women's College World Series appearances. One of those just last season. Jammed a bit, fouls it away. Hits on the year for Cahalan. And there you see those appearances in the Women's College World Series. That is the goal for all of these teams. Just missing outside. Crowd not in agreement.
It's a really good pitch by Martinez. We've seen that curveball that she's thrown today. Sweep across the plate. I think that one a little bit too low, but definitely a pitcher's pitch. Probably could have gone either way. Any umpire.
And Cahalan continues to make Martinez pitch. .35th of the game. Cahalan. Just misses low on that one, so Cahalan will take the walk to first. High fives all around in the dugout.
Really mature at bat by Cahalan, fouling off a few, just forcing Martinez to throw through the zone. Martinez a little bit too wide on that last one. Cahalan takes first base. That's what you'll see out of the Florida Gators. A lot of patience throughout their lineup.
Holtorf takes the first pitch, pops it up, and Johns is there to make out number 2. And that'll bring Falby to the plate, back to the top of the lineup for Florida.
We talked about the defensive alignment a little bit earlier. You've got left side of the field, even the right side of the field pinched in a little bit to defend the slap or even the bunt. Small ball from Kenja Falby.
Runner's gonna go. And the throw, perfect by Yates. Cahalan cuts.